Hello, YouTube. I'm making this a video. This is Lee Anthony Davis. I just wanted to clear a few things up. You might have seen on my live area that two streams uh, are on there, but they didn't sort of work. That was because I had a bad signal. So I will be taking them off because there's nothing on there. I've done 3 videos, which I wanted to do on the live stream, but they're on YouTube now. So I've done part 1, part 2, part 3. They are Doctor Who, William Hartnell, to Nashuti Gatwa, part 1, part 2, and part 3. They're all on there, so you can go and watch them. Right. What I'll be doing at the moment is I'm on TikTok because of the problems I've been facing with this live stream at the moment. It's working now, but this morning it was terrible and I didn't know really how to do it. Right. So now I want to explain what those videos are about. I'm showing my anger, really, all the time invested in Doctor Who, you know, where it's going, what's happened to it. Completely utter load of garbage, right? It's a load of garbage. I always said with Russell T Davies, never go back, and take David Tennant with you, and take that bleeding fool that you put as Doctor Who, bloody Nashuti Gatwa. He's nowhere in the same class as Tom Baker. Why can't we have these sort of actors doing the bloody job? This is Russell T Davies. This is the one that put bloody Love and Monsters on and bloody Fear Her. And then we had Moffat. You know, what did he put on? He put on some stupid thing called Let's Kill Hitler and bloody what's the other one? I don't know. It's so crap. I don't want to talk about it. Oh yeah, something to do with spiders on the moon and an egg being laid. Oh, what a load of old rubbish that was. This is what I'm talking about. If you're going to do something, keep to the timeline of the show. Years ago, when Sidney Newman came up with this idea, he would have had no idea that the people that the next generation are going to come along and bloody destroy it. You know, canon destroy everything. But basically, I wanted to give it a chance. I really, really wanted to give it a chance because I'm a fan. I mean, I have been watching it since John Pertwee, so I know the program inside out. I know the actors. We've had, like I said, we've had William Hartnell. I wasn't around when he came on, but it wasn't for him. There wouldn't be any Doctor Who anyway, not even the classics. And then you got Patrick Troughton, basically a great actor and basically watchable. You can watch it. John Pertwee, same again, plenty of experience, had that sort of ability, could switch from comedy to seriousness. Tom Baker, tons and tons of charisma. Peter Davison, a professional actor, full right through. Colin Baker, same thing. Problem was JNT made him wear a silly coat. Also, he did a stupid line saying at the end of it when it was all done and everything, basically, I'm the Doctor, whether you like it or not. Well, we don't like it. And anyway, that was going down the hill. Obviously, Colin Baker's it's not his fault. It was JNT. He wanted to change the bloody direction of the show. Oh, he changed it all right. I think he should have stayed being a floor manager himself. And basically, Tom Baker and him never got on anyway. Tom Baker deliberately, as I said, stayed on the show just to piss the showrunner off because he wanted to get rid of Tom. Tom knew that, but Tom stayed on deliberately to wind him up. And that's why there was a bad sort of rapport between them. Tom says he's friends with and everything. Well, he would say that, but at the end of the day, Tom was very temperamental when it came to the show. He knew what the character was. He was the type, right, that if he smoked, he wouldn't do it in front of kids because he doesn't want the children to know that Doctor Who smokes. He wanted to sort of have that sort of persona that Doctor Who is healthy. He doesn't advocate bad vices and stuff, which is a great thing, really. And Tom was a very good actor as well, as you know, Shakespearean. He's trained under Laurence Olivier. So he was the right person for the job. And it proved to be. He made it so good that, you know, it turned the show to sort of a point where other people wanted to come in and change it, so they can sort of they've got something good there, so they want to sort of muck about with it, or and I don't like that. I don't like it at all. And then we had Sylvester McCoy, but that was towards the end. Nothing to do with Sylvester. It was just like politics was taking over the BBC. The inclusion policy, I don't know if that was around. They might have had snippets of it put into the show. But like I said, it was totally on its last legs as a classic, as you remember it. And then we said goodbye to Doctor Who. And then we had to wait 7 years before we got this Doctor Who movie made by an American company, made by basically unknowns that had no idea how the concept of the program worked. Sadly, the Doctor Who movie wasn't that good, but Paul McGann uh, basically was a good actor anyway. He'd done a lot of stuff. He comes from a family of brothers. He's got a lot of brothers. I think he's got 5 brothers. I don't know. I've seen a couple of his brothers on television. But anyway, Paul was famous for the Monoculed Mutineer back in the 1990s. Great actor. And he was, in my opinion, he could, if it was a good script and everything, I think he could have ended up doing a television series if it was there for him, but he wasn't there for him. And unfortunately, we had a bad plot in that the Doctor was half human. I thought, what shall I do here? Can you? It's caca bullshit. Anyway, it was off the air after that because it was meant to go up against CBS, as I said, because Fox News wanted to have something to fight back with. But Doctor Who, the way they did it, wasn't going to be a winner when you go up against Roxanne, as I said. That wasn't going to happen. Anyway, moving on to 2005, then we had a new look to it. Russell T Davies, known for his writing, did Goosebumps and many other stuff. He looked like the ideal person to bring it out of the doldrums and give the show a new lease of life. Also, to add to the cherry on the cake, Christopher Eccleston decided that he would do it. Surprise really, because Christopher Eccleston didn't have to do anything. He was in so much stuff, in films, television. He played cops. He was in Cracker. He's done a lot. He'd done a lot. Our Friends in the North. He worked alongside Daniel Craig, the future James Bond at that time. So he had done everything. So Doctor Who was just another bow. Another part of his acting career, and then he would move on. He wasn't a fan. He admitted it. He just did it because it's a job. But he liked the idea of working with Russell T Davies. That's why he took it. Unfortunately, Christopher Eccleston made the show brilliant again with that. And the first series that he was in, from start to the end, it was kick the door in. Here I am. I'm in your face. Action, perseverance, and there it is, emotion to the point of drawing you in, and you just knew that it was going to be a fantastic finish. But we never thought Christopher Eccleston would go, but he did, because he had a row with the BBC, the head of drama or whatever it is. Russell T Davies never backed him, of course. Russell T Davies just sort of was a yes man to whoever's the powers be at that time. And I was angry. And then who does he get in? David Tennant, another sort of one of Russell T Davies's actors that has done stuff in his show. The Casanova was one he was in as well. But I wasn't happy about that, because I knew from that point onwards the show is going to go downwards. It's not going to be aimed at the audience like the first series was. That really brought everybody on board. Doctor Who was worth watching again. It was a great 13 episodes. Eccleston did it. When he left, because I didn't know what to think. I thought, all right, give David Tennant a chance, because I've never heard of David Tennant. I presume he was in Harry Potter, and he it's always he played the Doctor sort of. He tried so hard to win the audience over the first few episodes that he's doing. Yeah, doing things like timey-wimey. That bloody pissed me off. And bish bosh bish bosh bish. It just wasn't the bloody same. I wasn't happy anyway. David Tennant, all right, he sort of carried it through. But remember, he's taking it on. It's like Peter Davison going straight after Tom Baker. And that's exactly what David Tennant was with the equivalent of Chris Eccleston. Anyway, David Tennant did 4 years or whatever, and I realised at that time it was going. It was on its last legs. Then Russell T Davies left because remember he brought you Love and Monsters and bloody Fear Her. Love and Monsters was made for bloody kids, for God's sake, right? It was. The monster was designed by a child in a competition, So really, who are they aiming it at? Why not make all the episodes good? Not have a sort of turkey, a couple of turkeys. But anyway, never mind. So David Tennant does the End of Time. Okay, it's not bad, but he had the arrogance to say, I don't want to go. But yes, David, I want you to go because I want the show to, they might get somebody decent in. You've had your 4 years. Russell T Davies has done his bit, I think, as far as he's going to go. But remember, the first series, Russell T Davies had to make it work. Otherwise, Russell T Davies wouldn't be bloody doing Doctor Who again, or Doctor Who would never come back. So never mind Russell T Davies, he's the guy that saved Doctor Who. No, he isn't. He isn't. It was Eccleston that did it, because without him, there won't be any Doctor Who. Right. Now, moving on. We get Matt Smith, right? No offence to Matt. Stephen Moffat decided he wanted to do things his way. He wanted a hands-on approach like Russell T Davies, John Nathan Turner did. And look what happened, a hands-on approach. How can you be in 2, 3, 4 places at once? It's not bloody possible. But that's what he was doing. He was doing this, and then he was doing other projects like that. And I thought, this guy is using programs to enhance his own bloody ability. He's only a bloody writer. When he was a writer for Russell T Davies, he was brought in a bit. He was drawn in because he wasn't allowed to get away with it, But now he's showrunner. He could do what he bloody well liked. He did stupid things like having, sort of Rory and Amy having sort of an affair in Natalia. I don't like that. It was never meant to be like that. What you need is one in there explain to the audience what's going on. That's what the assistant's for. That is what her job is. She is there to explain to the audience. She goes, what's this, Doctor? Why are we not doing that, Doctor? It doesn't make sense, Doctor. And then she is relating that to the audience. That is the point of the bloody supporting cast, supporting the central character. What we got was a ticking off by Rose to David Tennant all the time. She was always bitching and moaning. It was almost she was taking over. Also, we had that with Clara, with Peter Capaldi. I didn't like that. I didn't like the bloody way it was going. It was feminism at its worst. And I thought that there was no place for that. This is politics. That's what they're doing. They're using this for a politic platform, and I don't like it. And I wasn't happy when Moffat created 2 turkeys deliberately, to piss the fans off. It's almost as if he got so upset because fans were giving away spoilers and stuff on the internet, on YouTube and stuff. He didn't like it. I told you, he's a control bloody freak, he is. But anyway, he's making criticisms of Chibnall and all the others that are taking it over or doing it at that present time. He can bloody talk, can't he? He was the one that brought in Kill the Moon. Kill the bloody moon. What was that all about? He wrote that. Fuck, it shouldn't have seen the light of day. It's not a bloody adventure. It's something you find in a bloody Ladybird book, that kind of rubbish. What the hell? That should have not been seen of the light of day. How could it be? It's not even plausible. The moon is an egg? Come on. Oh, Jesus. Right. So Moffat does his stint, and it was getting worse and worse. They brought in Pearl Mackie, after the Clara Oswald was there too long. She started to take over the ruddy show, and I felt that was completely fucking wrong. They got it wrong. She's leaving. Oh, I'm going, Doctor. Oh, just go then. I'm thinking, go, because you're getting on my nerves. Your character is doing my head in. She had too much to say for herself, and it took you out the moment every time she was opened her mouth or whatever. The character, to me, was another Moffat invention that he wanted to keep alive, because every time she was killed off or she came back, or she left the show. I've had enough, walks out, then comes back. I don't know you anymore. Peter Capaldi, remember? She goes, I don't know who you are anymore. What do you mean you don't know? You've been travelling with him, you bloody... Oh, Jesus! Who wrote this crap? You know? And that was Deep Breath. And then we had references, sexual references, you know? It was getting on my nerves because it was just like a yo-yo ride. You know, you're going up and down with it. And another trick Moffat would do was build an episode up, right? Remember the Doctor Falls when we had that Cyberman? The first part was all right. There was nothing wrong with it. I had no complaints with that. Bill's turned into a Cyberman. Great cliffhanger. But then we get the anticlimax. I don't understand what John Sims' role was in it. I don't understand why he was brought back. I don't know what the point was. We've got two masters, one Missy, one master, and I was confused by the canon with this. I didn't know where she popped up, who she was, or what generation. It doesn't explain nothing, does it? All you know that he kills her in the end, and then that could be the end of the master because that's the end of the timeline, apparently, but it isn't. You see, they write it in such a ludicrous way. Moffat, you couldn't understand where he's going with it. You got some episodes you needed a bloody advisor to tell you in your ear, oh, this is what he's doing here. This is what... It wasn't clever. It was bloody stupid, and it took you out the moment all the bloody time. Right, now we move on to Chris Chibnall. Now, Chris Chibnall, I don't hold to blame. He took the job. It's a job for him. Jodie Whittaker wasn't the choice, but he didn't choose Jodie Whittaker. He wanted someone like Olivia Colman, or no, not Olivia Colman. I forgot her name. She was in the 11th Hour anyway. But anyway, she was offered it. She didn't want it. So he offered it to Jodie Whittaker, and obviously Chibnall made a clause saying that the next Doctor has to be a woman because that's the way I want it. So he wanted to put his stamp on the show, which he did, and unfortunately created such a load of... I don't know. I mean, I've watched some of his Torchwood stuff. There was that Cyberwoman one. That was one of his as well. It's terrible. It just didn't work for me. There was a time when I was interested, not the first season. The first episode I watched with keen interest, but after that, you know, Orphan 55, it was more like Awful 55. It could have been anything, couldn't it? But it was terrible, and I didn't like it at all. It was bloody rubbish, and the historical with Rosa and stuff. Why do that? You knew it was controversial, but it put the BBC and the programme in lights. What a way to do it. Why can't you do it in another way instead of doing it that way? Make it controversial, bring in people that don't have nothing to do with the show and start mouthing off and causing trouble and making it uncomfortable for people to dare to talk about it, you know? Makes me sick. And that is what they did. They didn't really do much in conventions, I don't believe. I don't think he was a one for a convention. I think he was keeping himself a distance away. But it didn't do much. And the show, to be honest with you, I think this is why they've gone again in another direction because of this. The Flux was good. I like the Flux. I can find no fault in it. It was all right. It was probably upping his game a bit. He took himself away from those Rosa adventures and whatever, and that silly one called Spiders in Sheffield or something. There wasn't any spiders in the hotel, wasn't it? It wasn't round there. It's the old case of tell us, don't show us. Well, show us, but don't tell us. You know what I mean? So anyway, Chibnall calls it a day. The Eve of the Daleks was a load of rubbish. That was the one where they get shot and then brought back to life. It's a typical way they were doing it. The canon, the Timeless Children, I don't want to go into that because a lot of people got their own opinions on that. All I'll say is he shouldn't have gone there. So the canon was destroyed. What the hell is the canon anymore? You know, what is it? What is it? What the hell does it mean to have a canon in this show? It doesn't mean anything. So anyway, so they can do it any way they want, can't they? And now he's gone, Chibnall. He did a good one, The Powder Doctor. It wasn't bad. It was a good way of finishing Doctor Who for him and for Jodie Whittaker. The proper way to do it was the regeneration at the end. I wasn't too keen on Yaz getting too much. I think she was basically pushed to the front. I think you could have had Graham in there. He might have done well. But anyway, so that's it really. And then we had, I don't know, there's so many U-turns. It's hard to start with it, you know. But anyway, the Power of the Doctor was okay. I liked it. The Master was a real breath of fresh air to the program because it wasn't going anywhere. It's like a kitchen sink drama, like EastEnders meets science fiction, wasn't it? So anyway, now we come to this. Russell T Davies returns and he brings along David Tennant. Why? I have no idea why David Tennant is in it in the first place. I just don't understand. So anyway, David Tennant's back in it. And I'm thinking, right, is he going to play it the way he did it in 2005 to 2009, or is he going to, or is it going to be totally different? You won't recognise the character David Tennant playing the Doctor, and I was right. I didn't. I warned some people this is going to happen. You're not going to get David Tennant on some of my early videos. You're going to get David Tennant differently. It's going to be to what they're doing these days. You know, the LGBT rubbish, platform building, uh, succumbing to what they want immersed into it for conditions, and Walt Disney now come into it, you know. And I was thinking, oh no, Walt Disney, they're not known for science fiction. They're more bloody Mickey Mouse and Donald Duck and Herbie Goes to Monte Carlo. They tried science fiction. It does, some of it worked, some of it didn't. But they, for a show like this, they should not get their hands on it, you know, and they have. And I think what's happening is we've got that sort of Liverpool moment where you have Roy Evans, who was struggling as a Liverpool manager. They brought Gerald Houllier in, and what happens is they push out Roy Evans to give Gerald Houllier the manager's job. So Paul Roy Evans is booted out. So that is exactly what's going to happen. And I think Walt Disney are looking for a power grab here, I think, because they think they've got a winner. So obviously they're at the doorway into America. But to be honest with you, the Americans have not really been fans of this show. They've seen potential for what they can get out of it. There are one, two hard fans that could watch the show and enjoyed it and are genuine, but there's not a lot of them. I'm telling you, it's only because it went over because of bloody Moffat promoting it in America. It got seen again. People started to warm to it, and because they never knew. It's like soccer, in it. They call football soccer. Americans didn't even know what football was. They thought it was some bloody silly boys rugby or something like that, and they didn't understand what soccer was, football, sorry. And America, when they got the World Cup, you thought the Americans are going to turn this into extravaganza, and they did. They turned it into extravaganza. This is what I was worried about 6 months ago when I heard Russell T Davies was coming back as showrunner, and he's bringing back David Tennant and Catherine Tate. It's getting boring with her doing it. Oh yeah, Larry and loud. I just think, I thought we've had all this before, What's the point of bringing her back? Why can't we have Billy Piper back? Why can't we have? Because maybe they don't want to do it anymore. That's probably the reason. Martha, what's her name? Freema Agyeman, she doesn't want to do it. I can imagine, what's her name? Jenna Coleman, she doesn't want to do it. They've moved on to better things. This was just a stepping stone for them. So basically, we're having the return of the old mob, as they say. And in my opinion, they're trying to modernize them. It doesn't work. What's the bollocks about her remembering him? If she remembers him, she dies. Oh, so what they do is she's got a daughter called Rose. Oh, what a surprise! And she and her are both linked together, so it can be passed down. Really, what a clever bit of writing that was. So they found a way to make her remember and still keep her alive, and she didn't die. So her character wasn't written out. Very clever, very good. Yes, you deserve a bonus for that. A 4-year-old kid could have come out with that. Bloody hellfire. This is what I'm getting at. What was the point of making 60th anniversary specials if you're going to do it that way? What is the point? Who is it aimed at? If you're going to bring her back, give her a purpose. Give her the reason to come back. Maybe it is the end. That should have been written for her to be written out. A great finale. No, they all sit down drinking bloody tea. But I must admit, the first one was okay. I didn't mind that with the beep the meep or whatever. That was all right. The second one, that was all right. That's another one, like a sort of tension and claustrophobic. It had everything, what's coming around the corner, and we did have that. It was quite good. I like that. But then the third one, anti-bloody climax as usual. They are they're drawing you in, and then they throw that at you. That is what it's going to be. That's the direction it's going in. So David Tennant retires as the Doctor, and then we have this sort of. I don't like the way Ncuti Gatwa is bloody projecting the Doctor. I've just seen the trailer. It's in a gay nightclub. What's that all about? What the hell am I watching? You know? And then we have the split of the two. So he forces himself to split so he can, still be alive. And he's, you know what? The rules and regulations of this has been set, right? You cannot have two doctors in the same place occupying the same time and same space. You can't do it. It's just not on. Russell T Davies, you're a bellend. You're doing it to suck up to your bloody peers. I don't care. You are ruining it. I wish you never come back. I really do. I wish you never come back. We need proper writers. We need people with vision. We need ingenuity. We need someone that can do a series one like it was before. That is the direction it should take. Not this bloody rubbish, this khaki sassy crap. This guy is not the Doctor. He doesn't act like one. He acts like he's doing it for a certain body of people that basically like a gay sort of they've got to have inclusion, gays and the black. He couldn't have it more inclusive like that. It's ridiculous. Why are we going to watch DVDs, buy DVDs? Why should we buy the bloody things if we're going to get that crap? Who's going to want that in their fucking collection, eh? I'll tell you where this is going, right? I'm going to be honest with you. I'll tell you where this is going. We're going to get more of the same, and we're going to get even more ludicrous stuff. It's not going to be any emotion or a plot or a reason why. It's going to be complete, utter camp. Who wants that? If you want to, might as well, you've been served. I'm free. Fuck off. That is not Doctor Who. And I don't care who doesn't like what I said. I'm I'm homophobic. Well, fuck you, because I know what the program should be, and it shouldn't be like that. Oh, Doctor Who has to change, yeah, but not like that. That is a deliberate change for whoever wants it changed like that to suit their purposes. So they've hijacked the bloody program. Let's be honest. That is what it boils down to. The program has been hijacked because they saw a winner. They took it over. They didn't want to know when it was on its last legs back in the 1980s and even in the 90s. They didn't want to know. Oh, now it's popular. Now they want to fucking use it. This is what they've done. They've ruined it. And I'm sorry. There is no way in a million years I am going to buy that caca bullshit. I might buy the 60th anniversary special, but I will stop at the last one. I will not buy it. I expected, this is how it should have gone for me. We get Catherine Tate coming back. She remembers the Doctor, and then she probably saves the Doctor by sacrificing herself to the toy maker, and the Doctor also comes out of it badly and he regenerates. That's how it should have been. And we're getting Ncuti Gatwa coming up, playing it. No political agenda, saying what the hell went on there. Yeah, you know what I mean? That's all right. That's a good start for him because it's got comic. But I want to see the serious side of this guy. There's no serious side. He did sex education. I mean, it's like Queer as Folk, really. He might as well be in Queer as Folk. We don't want that kind of rubbish in this program. If you think I'm fucking misogynist or whatever, then fuck you, all right? Because I know what I want, and if people don't agree with me, fuck you. Because I know what I want, and I want to see Doctor Who the way it was. Give it back to us. Give it bloody back to us. Not bloody put it in agendas and political crap. That guy is nowhere good as Christopher Eccleston. That guy is nowhere good as Tom Baker or John Pertwee or even Sylvester McCoy. That guy it's just like wandered in. Oh, we can't find anybody. We'll put you in the role of Doctor Who, because you tick the bloody boxes. You know what I mean? Jesus Christ, there's millions of great actors out there that could have played this role better. We don't want this. I'll tell you what's going to happen. 3 years, it'd be gone. All right. And then they would have damaged it completely. There's nothing you will be able to do with this program anymore. Do you know what I reckon we should do? I think it should be turn your backs on it, move on to something else, because I think Doctor Who's been hijacked. There's no way they're going to give it back. They're going to keep hold of it until it becomes unpopular. And then when they're not making anything on it and they'll move on to something else. That is what I'm worried about, what they're going to do with this program. But the direction they're taking, I mean, we've got a drag queen, for God's sake, as some sort of bloody adversary. A drag queen. My God, what is it coming to? Where's Elton John? Is he popping in? Have we got Mickey Mouse from Walt Disney? Is he going to be another enemy? We've got Donald Duck with a gun. You know, this is how stupid it's getting. This is worse than Love and Monsters. This is worse than Kill the Moon. This is worse than Let's Kill Hitler. Oh, I don't know. But I'm telling you something, I am not buying the third one. I might buy the two. If they come all three together, I won't watch the third one. But I'm certainly not going to buy into this bloody Nashooty Gatwa. I don't want to know. I don't want to know. So anyway, that's what the three gist of those videos are. If you like them, hit the button down below, subscribe. I will appreciate it very much. If you want notifications of loads of videos that I'm putting on at the moment, the idea is I'm going to hit 1,000, right? I'm very close to finishing up to 1,000 videos, because I will be going on TikTok, because I'm doing shows on there at the moment. So I don't fancy doing it on YouTube with the way the algorithm's working. You know, if I don't get enough time, I don't get enough viewing, I don't get enough likes, I don't get no subscribers. That's pointless to me. I've just been on TikTok. I put the same video that I put on here and I've got fucking 500 hits. So there you go. And I've got a show. I've got people watching it. People are commenting. It's great. It's great fun. I'm enjoying it more on there than I ever enjoyed it on here. I've tried to do my best. It's not working. I found something that does work for me. Don't worry. I won't abandon this channel. I'll just put my videos on it. This is why I like doing these sort of things, and I enjoy doing them for people that enjoy it as well. I've got an audience. I have an audience at the moment. I've got 500 followers on TikTok watching my show. That's great. Last week I only had 10. That's because I didn't start it. I was always on bloody TikTok. Sorry, I was always on YouTube. But now I've gone there virtually more than I will go on here, I can assure you. So anyway, if I don't make another live stream, look after yourselves, have a happy Christmas, and I'll probably see you sometime in the new year. Keep an eye out for more videos. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, also the notification bell for future videos coming out on this channel. This is Leigh Anthony Davis signing off. Thank you for watching. Bye for now.